welcome. This is Yoga 101. My name is Terri, and I'm going to teach you a very beginner class. So if you've never done yoga before, you should be able to follow along. If you're a veteran, I'll give you some challenges along the way. So we're going to start with being on a mat. If you have a mat or a nice rug, bare feet is the best because it's best for balance. Of course, wear comfortable clothing. So we're going to begin with a nice little warm-up. We're going to take a deep breath. We're going to inhale the arms up, and I want you just to stretch your spine. So the quickest way to get energy, if you're feeling sluggish, is just take a nice, deep, diaphragmatic breath. And so let's do a couple more of those. Deep breath in, and release. Good. We're going to do a quick exercise that helps with the breathing. We're going to interlace our fingers, and then we're going to inhale, taking the hands just to the heart, and then we're going to soften our knees, and we're going to exhale as we round our back, pressing the palms away. And then we're going to inhale, bring the hands back to the heart, and then we're going to turn the palms up and inhale up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, we're going to do a little crescent moon. So easy little side bend, and then inhale nice and tall. Take it to the other side. And then inhale again nice and tall. We're going to turn the palms down. We're going to exhale. Press the hands all the way down. And then softening the knees one more time. We're going to inhale all the way up. And this time we're going to just twist. We're going to rotate to the right. And then we're going to come back to center. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale, twist to the other side. And then bring it back to center. Good. And then go ahead and again release the arms. Wonderful. And then relax those arms to your side. We're going to work on our little balance while we're here. And so feel free to use a chair if you think you need it for your balance. But we're going to do something called Tandem Feet. We're going to shift our weight to one leg and then bring the heel in front of the toe of the other leg, and we're just going to take a moment just kind of rocking back and forth. So if this is a little tricky, you can take your feet a little wider, but you want to find even distribution of weight. So focus on having your legs either in a straddle or heel to toe on a balance beam. So we're trying to get our weight even on both legs by having 50% of our weight on the front leg and then 50% on the back leg. Take your time as you inhale your arms up. We're going to go ahead and turn the palms up, and we're going to find something to look at about 6 to 8 feet in front of us. And then, if you'd like, take the arms to cactus and see if your balance is challenged. Stay here for a breath or two. And then if you want even more of a challenge, you can take your arms overhead. But remember, you can stay here at cactus arms or even hands on the hips until you get comfortable. Let's take one more nice deep breath. And then we're going to bring the feet together. And then we're going to shift our weight to the other leg. Take your time. We're going to either step the foot forward, 3/4 tandem, or tandem feet being on a balance beam. Again, distributing the weight evenly, 50-50. Take a nice deep breath, extend the arms. Find something about 6 to 8 feet in front of you to spot. And we're going to pull in those abs. We're going to turn the palms up and down. So we're balancing. And again, focusing on being nice and tall. Trying to lift from the crown of the head. And then maybe try with the arms in cactus. See how that feels. Might wobble a little bit. Some of you can take the arms all the way overhead. Remember to breathe. Good. And then we're going to take one more nice deep breath, wherever your arms are. And then coming back with your feet together. Excellent. Good. Well, we're going to work on some standing flow exercises. We're going to start with a standing twist first. So we're going to inhale, we're going to lift the arms up, and then we're going to twist to one side. So you're going to look, and then as you look, I want you to soften your knees. And then inhale nice and tall, and then exhale, turning to the other side. One arm is forward, the other arm is back. And then inhaling up again, gently rotating. And then inhale, stretch, exhale, turn. And then we're going to inhale up, bringing the hands together in prayer. We're going to bend the knees, coming into chair. We can stay right here as we press the palms together, or you can extend your arms. So my arms are just parallel to the floor. If you want to work a little harder, you take your arms up towards the ears. So now you're in the full expression of the chair pose. Any variation works. You can even come back to the heart center. But remember, your knees are behind your toes. Your spine is neutral. Your hips are back. Good. And your chest is lifted. Take a nice deep breath here. And then we're going to lift the arms, taking the fingertips straight up towards the ceiling, opening and then releasing those arms. Good. We're going to take our feet a little bit wider. And we're going to do some exercises to help add some flexibility. We're going to bring the hands again to prayer. And this is what we're going to do with the hands. We're just going to rotate the hands. So the palms are together. One hand will twist facing the other way. And then we'll come back to the heart center. And then the hand just twists. Good. And then we're going to bend the knees. And this is called the horse stance. So we have a nice wide legs, and you decide how wide you want to go. And we're going to practice lunging from right to left. We're just going to keep the hands at the heart center. As we lunge, starting to warm up those hips. And then we're going to deepen this lunge. So we're going to turn, rotate the hands. So one fingers are pointing one way, and the other hand, the fingers are pointing up. We're going to lunge to the right and then lift that right elbow. And then we're going to come back to center. Make sure the palms are together, the elbows are out to the side. Take a nice deep breath. Now we're going to turn, rotate the hands the other way. As the elbow comes up, you lunge in that direction. So we're lunging left with the left elbow up. And then we're coming through the center, back to prayer hands. So let's lunge to the right, lifting the elbow. Inhale back to center. Take a deep breath. Rotate, lift the other elbow. And then back to center. We'll do it one more time. Rotating, elbow high. Inhale back to center. And then other side. Nice lunge. Good. Bring it back to center. We're going to take our hands to our legs. We're going to do a nice little twist. So we're just taking the shoulder and dropping, rotating as we do a little shoulder dip. This should feel good. It's a nice stretch for the back. Dip the other shoulder. Good. Coming back to center. Good. And then slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time. You're going to go ahead and take your right leg and turn it towards the wall. And the other leg is going to turn to a 45-degree angle. So we're going to transition right away into Warrior 2. So both arms are reaching wall to wall. We're going to work on some twists here, standing twists. So again, we're going to inhale the arms up. And then exhale going the other way. And then we're going to inhale up, returning to Warrior 2. So try that one more time. Take a nice deep breath, inhaling. And then one hand goes back, the other hand comes forward. Just go where you can, look over the shoulder. If this is too much, just take one hand behind the back. And then inhale back up, returning to warrior two. Good, and then we're going to slowly lift to reverse warrior. The front hand reaches towards the sky. Then we're going to drop into right angle. The back arm can reach to the sky or take it over next to the ear. We're still breathing, of course, coming into a nice deep lunge. And then we're going to straighten the leg, and then we're going to do the whole thing on the other side. So this back leg's at 45, this leg is pointing out. You decide how wide a stance you want to take. We're going to take one arm forward over the leg, the other arm back. So a nice strong warrior two. When you're ready, you're going to inhale both arms. And then exhale, take the opposite arm forward. And remember, if this bothers your shoulders, this hand can just bind. And then we're going to inhale up, returning to warrior two. So for beginners, you're inhaling up. The opposite hand comes forward. I'm going to bind. Some of you can go either out to the side or slightly backwards. But again, listen to your shoulders. Everybody's different. And then inhale back up. Return to warrior two. Hold it for a breath. And when you're ready, we're going to go into reverse warrior, where we follow the hand up towards the ceiling. And the top hand comes down for right angle. And again, the back hand can be just lifted or take it deeper over the ear. And of course, we're breathing. And then we're going to straighten the leg. Inhale, come back up. So again, we're nice in this nice wide stance. We're going to work on the sunflower. So we're going to start by taking the arms to a V. And then, of course, the legs are in an upside down V. We're going to bend the elbows to cactus as we drop and bend the knees. Take a nice deep breath up. Here's our 5-pointed star. On the exhale, the elbows and knees bend. Of course, we're stretching the chest and pecs. You're squeezing the shoulder blades. You're working core and legs. We'll do 4 more. And stretch, deep breath. Exhale, lower. Make sure your knees are going in the direction of your toes. We'll do 2 more. And that back is nice and straight. It's dropping straight down like an elevator. We'll stay here for a breath. And now you have the option of keeping your knees bent or straightening the legs. If you're a beginner, straighten your legs, take your hands behind you, support your lower back, and take a nice deep breath here. Or if you're going to keep the knees bent, you want to interlace your fingers behind you as you squeeze your shoulder blades, and then you can lean forward slightly. But you have many options. Remember, you can keep the legs straight and then just support that lower back, open up the heart center, and gently look up. Wonderful. And then, of course, you're going to walk your feet together. When you're done, just bring those feet back in. We're going to come to one end of our mat, and we're going to finish class on the floor. So we're going to begin with our arms overhead. You're going to fold forward, bring your hands to the floor, stepping back, one leg at a time. And we're going to go straight into our downward facing dog and add a little pedal. So we're pedaling the heels, working on the hamstrings. And then we're going to bend both knees, taking our hands so they're directly underneath our shoulders for some cat-cow. So make sure those knees are under hips. You're curling your spine. As you take a deep breath, you drop the belly, you gaze up, and then cat stretch. Inhale, release it. let's do 4 more. Just flowing through this cat-cow. 3 more. And here's our last one. As we come into a nice neutral spine, tuck your toes, and if you want a challenge, you can pick up your knees and hover in tabletop. Of course, this is building up core strength. If you're a beginner, just stay right here. Lengthen your spine and think about extending your neck. Or stay in the hover, 1 more breath. And then we're gonna extend one leg. We're gonna bring up the leg and we're gonna roll out the ankle. So that leg is extended straight out from the hip. Your weight is on your front arms. We're gonna take this leg, cross it over, look back. And then we're gonna pick up that back leg again. We're gonna bring it to the other side. So it's straight out from the hip. The arm closest, the same arm as leg, comes up. And you can stay right here, or you can deepen this shoulder stretch by reaching back behind you. Of course, you're listening to your body. And then slowly come down. This extended leg comes behind us so that we can take the opposite arm forward and go into spinal balance, holding it for 4 breaths. So your neck's an extension of your spine. You're reaching wall to wall. And then we're gonna come down, take our knees nice and wide, sit into child pose, relax for a moment. And then when you're ready, we're gonna come back up to hands and knees. So again, make sure those knees are under hips, hands underneath the shoulders. And we're gonna start slow. We're gonna go ahead and extend the other leg up. Roll out the ankle first. And then take that leg, cross it over the other leg. You're gonna look back over your shoulder, looking back at the foot. Of course, we're going to take this leg all the way to the other side. And when the same arm as leg comes up for a deep shoulder stretch. Good. Exhale down. Take that leg behind you. Opposite hand comes forward, reaching wall to wall. And then we're going to slowly come down. We're going to extend both legs, coming into a plank. And then bend the knees, bend the elbows, coming down onto your stomach. We're actually going to stack the arms. Use the arms like a pillow so we can lift a leg. And of course, this is working deep into the hamstrings and the glutes. We're going to switch legs. And now keeping your forehead on your arms, we're going to try and lift both legs. Good, and then lower the legs. And then we're going to come up so that our elbows are directly underneath our shoulder. This is called Sphinx Pose. Take a nice deep breath as you lift the crown of the head. The feet are about hip distance apart. And then using the heel of your hand, we're going to extend to seal. You're pushing through the heels of the hand, lifting nice and tall through the crown. And then lower the elbows when you're tired, because we're gonna go ahead and roll over onto our stomach. So, from our stomach to our back. So we're gonna bend our elbows and put them right in underneath our seat. We're gonna extend both legs as we glue the legs together. Good, and then what we're gonna do is work on something called the fish, which works the upper back. So we've tucked our hands just underneath our seat, and then we're gonna take a nice deep breath. Make sure your legs stay nice and tight together. We're gonna push into the arms, so that we're gonna push down on the elbows, and then we're gonna lift as if you have a string attached to the heart. And you're gonna lift the heart as you push down, and you're gonna gently look behind you. It's called the fish pose. Some people can go to the crown of their head, but don't feel like you have to. Go where it feels comfortable. And to come out of it, you press into the arms. You tuck the chin in and just relax your head so your neck's aligned with your spine. We're gonna bend our legs. So our ankles are underneath our knees. We're making sure that our spine is nice and flat against the floor. We're gonna start to inhale, raising the hips, transferring the weight to our shoulders. And here's our bridge pose, making sure our hips are level. Only go where it feels comfortable. This is a wonderful exercise to strengthen the lower back. Good, one more nice deep breath. And then we're gonna roll down slowly, one vertebrae at a time, grabbing a knee to ankle, bringing the knee right in towards the chest as you extend the opposite leg. So if you want to work on your abdominals, you can curl up. That'll make you work a little harder. Lifting the leg off the floor will also challenge you. And then lower the head. Take another nice deep breath as you hug. Take your time as you switch legs. So one knee comes to the chest. And you can stay right here. Or if you want to challenge, you slide the other leg long. And you have the option of peeling your forehead up. So engage in the core one more time. And then of course lower the head, bring both knees in because we're going to grab the knees with both hands as we make some circles. Just massaging that lower back. Take your time, circle the other direction. We're going to do a quick little hip stretch by lowering both feet, picking up one leg, crossing ankle over knee, and then just opening up that hip or taking the hands behind the back leg. So this is a lot deeper hip stretch. Try to relax your feet. And remember to breathe. And then take your time as you lower back down. And again, just open up that hip joint. This is called the figure four. The wonderful hip stretch. When you're ready, we'll take this foot down, pick up the other leg, the ankle crosses over. And again, the first thing you want to do is try to open up that hip. And this might be where you want to stay, just with a nice figure four hip opener. Or lift the foot, reach behind the leg. Some of you can peel up, or you can just stay here and just relax as you release through the hips. So if you want a challenge, you can always draw the forehead in towards the legs. So you'll bring a little bit more of the core into the exercise. Stay here for one more nice long breath. Good, and as you relax both feet to the floor. Good, we're gonna actually take our legs up to tabletop and allow our arms to come out to the side. We're gonna rock from side to side. So just go where you feel comfortable. And gradually, we're gonna drop the knees to one side and then we're gonna look over the opposite shoulder. So most importantly, you're trying to keep those shoulders anchored to the floor. Nice little side bend to work and stretch the lower back. And as you return to center, always pick up the top knee first. Glue the knees together. Again, rocking side to side. And only when you're ready, go ahead and lower the knees to the floor. Now, if this is difficult, you can always straighten your legs, and it makes it less intense, so you can extend your legs and do a little side bend this way and then look. And then make sure the head comes center as you pick up the knees one at a time. Good, and then take your hands back to your side. We're gonna lower our feet. So we're gonna do some abdominal work. These are called heel taps. So we're gonna take our legs to tabletop again and we're gonna flex our feet. And we're gonna tap one heel at a time. The whole time I want you to focus on keeping your lower back glued to the mat. So you can point your toe and do toe taps. If you want to work harder, you do the heel taps and extend the heels farther away from your hips. It's just a little bit more intense. And we'll do two more. Last time. And then again, just hugging those knees to chest. Good, nice deep breath. Good, we're gonna lower both feet. And again, arms at your side, we're gonna lift up so we can bend the elbows, and so we're resting on the forearms. And we're gonna come up nice and easy, coming back to a seated position. We're gonna make sure we're somewhere in the center of our mats because we're gonna reach underneath. We're gonna lean back as we point the toes, and we're gonna try and come into tabletop. So whatever works for you, keep your heart lifted. You can keep your hands supporting your legs, or you can take the hands away. You can glue your legs together. Any one of these combinations of the both. Some people like to keep their hands behind the knees and practice extending the legs. And then we're going to slowly lower the legs, and we're going to go ahead and turn so that we're sideways to our mat, and both knees are facing one direction. It's called the deer pose. We're going to turn in the direction of the knees, look back over the shoulder. Back to center. Now you've got a couple little options here. You can take your hands behind you, keep your feet nice and wide apart, and just do a kind of like a windshield wiper, side to side. And you don't have to go all the way down. But if it feels comfortable to have your legs all the way down, then you want to turn in the direction of those knees as you look over your shoulder. Good, and then coming back to center. All right, we're gonna bring the soles of the feet together. We're gonna grab those feet or ankles. We're gonna start to relax here in our butterfly. You're trying to work those knees to the ground. So just take your time, maybe fold forward. And then we're going to deepen this stretch by extending one leg. So one of your feet is on the inside of the thigh. The other knee is just relaxing that knee down. We're going to walk our hands out and just go as far as you can. And then just lower the head and the shoulders. Good, and then take your time as you come back up so we can switch legs. So the other leg is in. You're taking a nice deep breath, sitting up nice and tall. Walk your fingers forward. Go out as far as you can. When you feel the resistance, you want to stop, and then just round. Good, take your time coming back. We're going to try and extend both legs. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to point the toes. And then I want you to think about being as tall as you can through your spine, reaching the arms up, and then flexing the feet so the fingertips and the toes are reaching for the sky. And so you're actively engaging your legs, your core, your arms. It's called the staff pose. You're taking a nice deep breath here, hold it. And then when you get tired, you're just going to lower the arms to cactus. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and bend one knee. We're going to stay here where you can actually just hug that knee to chest. Opposite hand can hug the top of the knee and you can look back over the shoulder, or you can take that foot to the outside and then hook the elbow, looking a little bit more intense behind you. Good, and let's try the other side. So remember, you have the option of just hugging the knee, gently looking back, or crossing over, elbow to the outside, and the other hand then is your kickstand as you look back. Good, and then returning to center, we're going to cross at the ankles. We're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to take one hand to the side of the hip. The other arm is going to reach up towards the ceiling. Again, roll out the ankles or take it deeper for a side bend. And then we'll switch side. So one hand to the ground. The other arm is going to reach straight up towards the ceiling. You can roll out your wrist, or you can lean into it, coming into a deeper side bend. Good, and then we turn into center. We're going to interlace our fingers, take the palms away so we can round our back, make some circles. Circle the other direction. So you're just allowing any tension to release from your spine. Nice rounded spine. The arms are extended. Good, and then sitting up nice and tall. So we're going to finish with a neck exercise. We're going to start with the right ear, dipping the right ear to shoulder. And then you have an option of taking that left arm and just floating it up. So this will take that stretch from the neck, down the arm, and then straight out the fingertips. We'll stay here for one more breath. And then as you come up, you want to take this arm, bring it across, and then we're going to look the opposite direction. Good, one more nice deep breath. And then let's finish on the other side. The other ear drops to shoulder, it's just a dip. The arm is extended. You're relaxing. And when you're ready, you sit up nice and tall. And the outstretched arm comes across the chest to the opposite shoulder. You can support your elbow and then gently look to the other wall. Good, and then returning to center. Good, we're going to relax the arms to our side. We're going to finish with some nice deep breaths. We're going to start by sweeping the arms up. You're going to bring your hands together in prayer. You're going to exhale to the heart. When you're ready, deep breath in, circling up. Exhale. Two more. And then as you return to your heart center, take a moment to take one last cleansing breath. Scan the body real quick. Connect with your breath. And then I'd like to wish you namaste. So thank you for joining me today. We have one more class next week. It's a chair fit class. And then Memorial Week is we're off. We won't have virtual or in person, but starting June the 7th, we will start in-person classes again. So on Tuesdays at 10:30 at the Hopewell Library and at noon at the Prince George Library will be beginner yoga. So I hope to see you there. Take a good look at the calendar, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again in person. It's been a long time. Have a wonderful day.